Hello everyone, a very good afternoon. My name is Rohan and welcome to our first Protean Masterclass. So we'll wait for a couple of minutes more till all the people join. We have a full house today and you will wait for a couple of minutes and then we can kickstart our masterclass. So thank you for joining and can't wait to kickstart this masterclass. To the new joiners, Okay, to the new joiners, welcome everyone. We are waiting for a couple of minutes before we all can join. Welcome to Protean Masterclass, our first ever initiative where we are going to deep dive on our products, Protean business suite for BFSI leaders like you. So today we are diving in Protean CKYC solution. We will kickstart in another 1 minute. So we will start the call. Okay. So hello everyone. So, so hello everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining the first ever Protean Masterclass. My name is Ron Gosavi, and today I will be the host for this session. So talking about Protean Masterclass, this is our new platform to engage with you, value stakeholders, and to focus on specific solutions, providing insights about it and practical strategies. And also you can interact with our product experts to address your queries regarding how you can, utilize our solution or some strategies which you can utilize to help you in your business and process better. So today we begin with our masterclass journey with Protean CKYC Masterclass. And over the time, we will be covering different solution aspects, such as Protean eSign Pro, which is our digital signing solution, Protean ID and data stack, where we have our ID verification APIs, and our RISE platform, which is like the collection of all your APIs, master, use cases and microservices. So today we start with our Protean Masterclass for CKYC. So, just to give you a small round of introduction, Protean, you know that day in and day out, there have been different regulation changes by RBI, specifically with CKYC registry. With recent amendments, you must have heard about the recent PMLA rules and updated RBI CKYC master directions. So compliance for many organizations, we have seen it's become a bit complex and critical than before. So in this rapidly evolving landscape, organizations are looking out for key things, such as strategies which can help them to, get on the board, comply with regulations faster, and then, without affecting their business, they can smoothly carry out their business and, quickly have a turnaround. So today's masterclass is for you to address all these queries regarding what all changes are there in the regulation and the strategies which will help you to amend it quickly. The masterclass is here for you for this. So introducing the presenters, today we have Saurabh Shukla with us. He is the product manager of Protean CKYC Solution. Along with Saurabh, we have Ranjit with us, who is the product head for Protean CKYC Solution. So,
Good
Saurabh,
afternoon, everybody.
हॅलो हॅलो ऐकू येतं का बघा कानाला?
त्याचं काय संबंध? अरे स्पीकर आहेत ते. स्पीकर में
Yeah, guys, start. Saurabh. सौरभ सर प्लीज अनम्यूट करें फिर बोलें सर, आवाज नहीं आ रही आपकी. Rohan, you are on mute. Rohan, you are on mute. We can't hear you.
Can you hear us? No?
Yes, yes, Rohan, we can hear you.
Waiting. Which way is that? Good afternoon, everyone. I hope I'm audible now to everyone.
Yes, Saurabh, we can hear you.
Perfect. So, good afternoon, everyone. Protean is into the DPI segment from past 28 years, and we don't only provide the CKYC, but there are multiple solutions. As Rohan already introduced, we have different form of KYCs which can be done. We'll not only discuss the CKYC because that's a part of it based on the new regulations which has come, because that's make it more important in today's limelight, because we already have a CERSAI database from ages. Now, 2016 was a time when CERSAI was built, and then all the entities, REs, and have contributed to the data. And now there is 98 crore plus or 100 crore plus data which is there with CERSAI. And continuously it's been upgraded by banks, by NBFCs, by insurance companies, and it is used at very, very low scale. That's where the PMLA guidelines came into the impact, and then things has brought into that by RBI also in their latest circular. So we'll discuss all the setup, but just to make you aware, we have our e-KYC, auth, e-sign, and all kind of a services for a customer to be onboarded. And a customer, if you have to lend to a customer, we also have a data stack also, which includes your account aggregator and analytics.
Saurabh, you have a request to add Hindi as well.
Okay. Okay. I thought people from all over the world, that's the reason. ठीक है, चलो, no worries. So these are numbers which we have achieved in last 28 years. That's how we are the leader in DPI. Now we will quickly jump onto the CERSAI CKYC R 2.0. Now, what makes it important, and what was a previous leg which everyone was doing? So the fundamental flow of CERSI, when I have worked with the major banks, ultimately any customer which was onboarded within the organization, within the bank or NBFC, that need to be reported to CERSI. Be it a lending, be it a FD, be it an CASA, whatsoever is there, that needs to be reported to CERSI. That's the ultimate goal. And our ops team was here and there to report all the cases to CERSI within 10 days. The timeouts, the validations, multiple checks, maker checker, multiple problems was there. That's where we identify that there is a huge demand, or there's a huge gap where operations team is there, and they can continue to work seamlessly without making much of an effort, and how we can reduce the load on operations team and an overall bank, and how at the same time we can make it compliant for an overall organization. So with that goal, we have introduced this CKYC solution for onboarding and for reporting as well. Can people not speaking mute themselves? Thank you. Perfect. So first, I'll talk about the PMLA guidelines. These are the new PMLA guidelines which came somewhere in July 24, and with all one page in English and 2 page in Hindi. That's what they have enabled, and these are the crux of it. So there are 5 changes. Majorly, there are 5 changes. Fifth one is very nominal, wherein regulators has to release a circular, which I guess RBI has started it, and subsequently will be followed by SEBI, PFRD, and other regulators also. So I have listed out very clearly so that everyone could understand, and the action plan is also next to the same. So clause number along with what's the amendment and what's the action plan. So the very first thing which they have done, and also toggle between the RBI circular, also how it is impacting the RBI circulars. So REs, any RE who's onboarding a customer should use the KIN number as a primary factor for onboarding a customer for customer due diligence. This is and for the re-KYC or upgradation of the KYC. That's the exactly same thing which RBI has also enabled in their circular, which was latestly released in the month of November. So if we can see to this point, this primarily talks about the same thing. Clause number J. This exactly talks about the same thing, wherein any customer which you're onboarding today and you're taking Aadhaar KYC or any other form of KYC, first you should ask to a customer, do you have a KIN number? Because now CERSI is also very vigilant. They also send an SMS to the customer. So it's very evident that customer is aware about the KIN number, customer is aware about the other details. If not, there are other APIs which could be pulled using an mobile number. You can pull the KIN number also. So that's a very first amendment which is done by the ministry, and then followed by the RBI has updated their circular. The second important aspect of the same part, 91C, was if you don't get a detail, then you can opt for other options, which could be Aadhaar, voter ID, driving license, or any other form factor or a physical KYC. Then basis on that, you can opt for it. Third most important rule was if there is an upgrade in the KYC, then you should update that details. For fresh KYC, 10 days remains same as is, no change. But in case of re-KYC or in case of upgradation by the customer, when customer is asking there is a change in the email address, or there is a change in an address or mobile number, that needs to be reported within 7 days. Fourth most important thing was about the notification, and this is where the game changer comes into the picture. So CERSI will start releasing a notification to all the regulated entities, which will help the entities to upgrade their older KYC and the customer where the re-KYC is pending from ages. So if Saurabh Shukla as a customer, or any Mr. X as a customer has an account with Bank A and have account Bank B, and Mr. X has updated the KYC details in Bank A, but not in Bank B. As soon as Bank A will notify to CERSI, immediately the notification will be flashed to all the REs who have the account of the same customer of Mr. X. So everyone who holds that account, the KYC will be updated. in the bank B also. Or if he has with bank C or D, E, F, any bank, the details will be updated because a notification which will be released by CERSAI, CKYC R2.0. Today it's not happening, but Protean as an entity is also working with CERSAI to enable this for all the REs. That's how we are ahead of others, and we are very in close tie-ups with CERSAI to implement all these solutions for the REs. So that these are the major 4 changes which has been into the impact, which has been amended, and its impact and action plan, which is ready for you. And when you update the re-KYC, in case of re-KYC also, where you're not able to trace a customer, you'll be able to easily upgrade the KYC of that particular customer also once this notification is into an impact. Just one sec. Any questions so far? Because these are the new regulations, and hope and RBI circular also came in November last year and last month only. So any questions on this?
Hey, could you please repeat your last point with respect to re-KYC?
Yeah. So since the notification will be there from CERSAI, and CERSAI will start releasing the notification if a customer X has updated the details in bank A, then in case of re-KYC, considering your risk parameter, high, medium, low, in those situations, if it's a low customer, if it's a low risk customer, you'll get a notification. Basis on that, you can upgrade the KYC of a customer. This will solve a purpose where all the databases of different banks, if I or if Mr. X has a customer have an account with 10 different banks, the details between all 10 banks and CERSAI will remain same. That's how they will solve the problem of, that's how we all will solve the problem of re-KYC.
And by any chance, do you believe that once, let's say, the customer has updated his record with bank A and bank B downloads the data and updates their records, then the low risk period, the KYC refresh period of 10 years should be calculated from the date of that update or the initial date of KYC? Do you have any views on that?
So it's dependent on bank to bank. There are a couple of banks who increase the dates, and there are a couple. It's primarily even in the RBI circular, it's mentioned as per the board policy of a regular entity. Because you have updated it, so ideally you can move it.
Got it.
Saurabh, hi Saurabh.
Yeah.
Daniel here. Just a small clarification. So you were saying CERSAI is informing the customers. What information and how is it being sent to the customers from CERSAI?
Okay. So this has started. There's no circular as such, but I as a customer has got this, and many of us might have got this. Key CERSAI has taken this initiative, and now they are reporting to customers that your data has been used by this particular bank.
Okay, so it just says that it is being used by this bank. However, they
Yes.
don't inform the customers on the CKYC reference numbers, right?
No, they don't do it. They don't do it. It's just that the users of the KYC.
Okay, done. Understood. Thank you.
So anyone who's posting the question in the comment box, I'll surely answer that once we are done with this session. Else question and answer will continue. Any other questions, or shall I move ahead?
Sort of just one thing, this notification about updating the KYC records of the customer, how will RE receive those notifications?
So the system is being built. Today also all the REs has a connection established with the CERSAI. Be it if you're reporting your data via an SFTP or via directly upload, but there's a notification, you have an FI codes. Basis on that, CERSAI is working, even we are working closely with them. There has to be a notification which goes to the REs so that they could update their KYCs. So arrangement is there. Arrangement is already there. We'll just upgrade that arrangement so that notification will start flowing up.
Understood.
I'll move ahead. from here.
Hey, just one last question from my side. Are you aware if CERSAI is sending those notifications as of today, or are we expecting that CERSAI will do the
It's
changes
not
at
happening
their?
today. It's not happening today for sure.
Understood.
Customer notification also about the users of the KIN number has been started in last 9-10 months. It was not there last year. Surely it was not there last year. It has started in somewhere 2024 only. Now we'll talk about how the KYC. We talked about how KYC will help customer or REs to onboard the customers into their ecosystem using their existing setup. Just one last point, adding to the last slide. It is benefit for all the entities because all the entities doesn't have AUA KUA license or sub AUA sub KUA license. So in terms of that angle also, it's benefit for the REs who don't hold UIDI license for AUA and KUA. They could onboard a customer with a regulated way. And it also has a very minimal cost impact also onto it. That was primarily on the onboarding side, how onboarding can be done, how onboarding is possible, and what are the challenges, what are the action plans, how CERSAI, the repository, and RBI has released all this notification, and how we can seamlessly use this solution to onboard a customer. Now we'll talk about once the customer is onboarded, what's the reporting solution? That's a fundamental of our solution key because it takes, if I've onboarded a customer, let's take an example of a bigger banks or largest bank of India. They onboard around 1 lakh customer on daily basis. On 10 days, if I have a 10 days ka time, every day I have to report 10 lakh cases. I have to ask for almost 10, 20 people team to manage all the KYCs. People have done the automation, but that's bits and pieces. There has to be a precise way to do an activity of CERSAI reporting because what we have seen, I as an employee of a bank, and when I'm discussing this with multiple banks and NBFCs and REs and insurance companies, what we have understood, there are verification challenges. At the very first point, which everyone faces, the verification challenges. I have 1 lakh record, I have 10,000 record. Even if there is a maker and checker, how should I verify it? Eyeballing is the only thing. There could be a parameters, but it can't be foolproof. It can't be system driven. So verification was the very first challenge. How should I verify it? Second one was multiple steps. There are 10 different steps, 10 different maker checker. I have a data, I have POI, I have POA, I have POC, which is corresponding address. I have photo. I have to match all these 3 documents along with the data, and then I have to submit it to CERSAI. If there is any goof up, there are chances that my transaction or my KIN number will not come. I'll only have a reference ID. Second was complex. Since this is the compliance thing, there are a couple of people who feels I can give away this and I should not do this. There are a couple of entities who has faced regulatory penalties recently on this term. So it is utmost important for everyone to do a CERSAI reporting to CERSAI because ultimately it will come back to you as an entity to onboard a customer. Imagine a situation when it started in somewhere in 2016 and all the major banks who have not done the reporting at that point of a time. Then there was no huge data of 100 crore plus data in CERSAI's database today, which everyone is using it. So it's always give and take. If we today update the data, tomorrow the ecosystem will be more agile. We'll be able to eliminate the fraudsters from the ecosystem and irrelevant onboarding of a customer if the details are updated properly. So we should not consider कि ये compliance से तो नहीं करना है. We should consider this compliance से तो we should do it because it will ultimately help us in the longer run and it will clean the ecosystem to onboard a particular customer. These are the challenges which ultimately people face about the interoperabilities, how the CKYC is being done, the reporting challenges, and there are problem of reporting it into a time, which is 10 days. If there are 3 days for holidays, Saturday, Sunday coming, second Saturday aa gaya, Sunday aa gaya, then there is one combined holiday, then 3 days nikal ke 7 din hi bacha mere paas. So that's how the challenges was there. What we have also seen is failures. If I report 1,000 cases, couple of banks are there, or couple of NBFCs are there, REs are there who only out of 1,000, they only get success for 300 cases. 400 cases, 500 or 600. So ultimately, average, if I take an average of it, 60% of the cases get straight through processed and 40% of the cases get rejected because there are multiple validations which CERSAI does, which fails the overall record of KIN number generation. So that's where identifying all these problems in the ecosystem, that's where we come forward for a solution which will provide you an end-to-end solution talking about right from the different stages of validations, how it is doable and how can we do it. And it is not only for RBI regulated entities, it's for all the FSRs, financial service regulator, be it SEBI, be it IRDA, be it PFRDA. Even for the capital market, there was a circular last year in the month of September that intermediaries should not report directly to CERSAI. They will use CRS to report it. So we are also tying up with the CRS so that this could be streamlined along with the brokers, sub-brokers. Perfect. Sorry guys for the interruption. I'll reiterate myself. All the questions which are coming in the comment box, we'll take that separately once the session is done, but I'll shortly answer it. What's understanding all these problems? What have we done for it? We have taken a step to build a solution which is purely a straight-through processing. Everything, there is a minimal human intervention which would be required in the system. Everything is a straight-through process. If you upload a data, it will directly go to the system and system will process it. In case of exceptions where the data is not proper, your image is not right, or wrongly image has been updated, for those things, human interventions would be required. Maker and checker would be needed, but 95+% of the cases will get through straightly will be processed and your KIN number will be generated. Let me talk about what we have solved in this overall solution. So firstly, we have done a data validation. So as soon as you give me a data via an API, so we have a mechanism of a API to upload the data into a solution. Once the deck is done, then I'll bring you to this amazing portal also, which fundamentally works and have a complete view of all the details which you're uploading into the system and everything. So that's how we'll do it. Sorry, I guess I have shared only one thing. So I'm sharing you the portal now. So you'll be able to see this amazing portal, which will help you to solve the problem. This is the portal which is available on the SaaS, which can be deployed in the portal. Everything is available. We'll discuss that separately. But now we'll discuss what's a USP of a solution. In the overall construct of this solution, what we have built at the very first level is a data validation layer. When we say the data validation layer, it validates all your data at the very initial stage, whether if 72 or 100 columns are required by CERSAI CKYC R. So all the details are there or not, very first thing. Second thing is whether if the details are there, are they right or not? Is the validation which you perform on your data, on all the columns. Once that is done, then we also do an internal dedupe into the system if the same data is being reported 5 days back or 2 days back, because there are situations in banks, in NBFCs deposit taking, a customer has come to you one day for opening a savings account or opening a deposit account on day one, first of every month, and third of month the same customer has come to take a loan. In that situation, the same data should not be reported to SARSA because the details is at most the same. So no duplication of reporting is needed. Also, they'll solve the problem of an UCIC ID label, which has been introduced by PMLA Act. Now, as per the guidelines, the SARSA reporting should be done at the UCIC ID level. So if a customer is having multiple relationship with a bank, the details should be updated to SARSA at the UCIC ID level. That's what we have solved prior to this. Third very important thing is image processing. As I was saying that there are multiple things, I have POI, POA, POC, photo, and then AOF, and then I have a data. I have to match all of these things. So our system does everything. We have an OCR tech basis on which we'll extract the data. We'll verify all the details. It shouldn't happen like a Mr. X data is there and Mr. Y's photograph is there, or Mr. Y's POI or POA is there. So validation between the data and the images is also done in this solution. When we validate these things, we make it almost 80% sure at this stage. I'm saying 80% because there are further more validations into this. So 80% will ensure the data which is going into the SARSA reporting system is precise, accurate, and there are chances of rejections has been reduced. So 80% here we have clean everything. We also do a compressing of images depending on the unlikely the photo should not be more than 50 KB. And if you're pulling the data from your DMS or the data which has been come to from the core system is of higher size, we also compress that. We also convert that considering the overall DPI, the dots per index of any image is not get distorted and in line with the SARSA guidelines. We compare those data, we update those details, and one very most important thing is PIN code, which is different. One utmost important thing is about PIN code. The PIN code master of SARSA and India Post is almost different. Every bank faces this challenge. So what we have done over here, we do a data enrichment based on, we have done the reconciliation of these two PIN codes, and there are a couple of things which has been identified separately. And in those situations, we upgrade the details or we update the details based on SARSA master. Separately, we are also in touch with SARSA to clean this in the CKYC R 2.0 also. Up till here, everything was within the ecosystem and we were validating whether the data is right or not right. Now, as soon as these details are done, now the data is ready to be submitted to SARSA. But since today, we don't have the visibility that SARSA will notify me that the customer data has been updated or not. So we do a SARSA validation also. So all your internal validations are done. Data sahi hai, then photo match, everything is done. Now we are going to validate your data with SARSA. We'll check whether this particular data, let's take an example, we have 1,000 cases today to be reported to SARSA and they have passed all the 3 to 4 layer of validations at the initial stage. And now we are in the 5th stage. Wherein we'll go to SARSA, we'll do search and download of the data. So if I have 1,000 cases, I'll search 1,000 cases and I'll download 1,000 cases. After doing all these activities, I'll understand ki if I search for 1,000 cases and I get only a response of 800. So I understand in that situation ki there are 2,000 data which is not available with SARSA. Considering the parameter of mobile number, PAN number, DOB, with all the parameters, we try to identify we try to pull the data from SARSA. If it is not, if we don't get a data from SARSA, then we understand that these are the new cases and this need to be created, and then we park it in a separate queue. So it's a queuing mechanism. It will pass into the create queue. Now we have 800 data which need to be downloaded. We download the data, we match the data, the CERSAI data and the bank data, and we have understood the data which is available with the bank and the data which is available with CERSAI is exactly same for 400 cases. So there's no point in reporting this 400 cases because it's ultimately the same thing, and you have a KIN number now. So you are complying at the same time, you have the KIN number, and you need not report the same data to CERSAI because the details are exactly same. There's no change in that data. So 200 cases has need to be created. 400 cases, no need to update anything because the details are same. Now we are left with the remaining 400. The 400 remaining, here we have somewhere we have a email address change, somewhere we have a mobile number change, or there are some other details which has been updated by the CERSAI. So this 400 and that 200, total 600 cases need to be reported to CERSAI. 400 is an update and 200 is a new case. Now all this case will go to the system and we'll start reporting it to CERSAI. We have also automated the process of reporting it to CERSAI. There are different mechanisms. You can do a bulk upload, you can go on to the CERSAI website, but that's all take your maker and checker activity. What we have done, we have established a SFTP connection with the bank along with the CERSAI. So all your data, which has got passed on all the validation layer of data validation, dedupe, image processing, comparison, enrichments, BREs, CERSAI validations, all the validations which has been passed, now they are ready to be reported to CERSAI. The immediate step is to create a zip files with your data and with your images, be it your PDF, be it your POI, POA, or POC, everything. Everything will be there, and of 10 GB, each file will be created. If there are lakhs of data, crores of data, it could be reported within 15-20 minutes. I'll tell you how we have achieved this overall engagement and this speed. I'll come to that also, and I'll discuss that in detail. Now we have, as I was saying about SFTP creation, yes. So zip file creation, 10 GB each file will be created, which will have your data, which will have your files and everything. And now using your class 2 and 3 certificates, we'll sign the data and we'll send it to CERSAI using an SFTP mechanism. There's no maker required into this. There's no checker required into this because we are using the e-signing class 2 and 3 certificates for signing the data and sending it to CERSAI. And it's a secured SFTP which has been established with CERSAI, and data can be reported directly through that. That's how we achieve the success rate of 95% because we have done so much of validations. Now, how will it help you? Overall, there are 100, 20, 50, whatsoever is the capacity of an entity. The number of people are sitting over there handling these things. There are chances maker checker is there. Someone is doing the same job day in out. There are chances of eyeballing or something incorrect has happened. So this system will help you to eliminate those errors and make it quicker and seamless for overall construct. Now, when I say that, as I was saying earlier, in 15-20 minutes it can be processed, we have achieved a benchmark. It's an internal benchmark which we have achieved along with one of our client is we were able to process 1.5 lakh records within 1 hour. When I say that, don't get me wrong, KIN number is generated. I have reported to CERSAI successfully, and I have got the response one also, and the periodic responses also. So up till here, that's my job. What's there in the CERSAI hand still be at CERSAI. We are still trying to solve it, being on the other side of the business. We are trying to solve that with CERSAI also, how we can quickly and streamline this thing. If our data is being come from a particular FI institution, they should not rely on reference number for a time being. till the KIN number is not generated, they should immediately get the KIN number. So we are working as an entity separately with CERSAI also on this. Now, how it will help you? So doing quickly, smartly, everything is there, but it will overall reduce the cost of the entity also. Today, if there's any fault, there are entities of my knowledge who have got a appreciation from CERSAI. They have been doing, just one sec. There have been institutions who have got an appreciation from CERSAI that they are doing a tremendous job with the support of the TSPs. So that's how we build the benchmark with the institution, which with the REs and with the regulators also. So this will not only help you to automate your overall process, but it will also help you to reduce your cost. Today, if you're reporting, if you have hundreds of people who are doing this activity, now system will be there with the half of that cost and the same at the better success rate. That's what we promise to our customers. That's how we solve the problem. This also have a management view or a portal kind of a thing, which could be viewed by the customers or which could be viewed by the management people. If every day I have a 10 lakh customer which is being reported to CERSAI, how many of them is being at day one? What's the aging of every customer? How many of them at day 0? How many of them at day 1? How many of them are at day 10? Because tomorrow my time will lapse. We also ensure that all your data get reported in T+5 days, because there are chances of CERSAI giving an error. So we need to re-upload those things for the remaining 3 to 5% of the cases. Now, how are we going to solve this? Okay, let's go ahead with a Q&A, quick 5 minutes Q&A session. If anyone have any questions, on the chat box, I'll respond it separately. But if anyone have a question, we can discuss it now. If no one asks, then I'll take it. So I'm taking one question from Simran. What if the customer are mainly from rural area? If they do not, if they do any updation and they don't know KIN number, that's how. Okay. So in that situation, it's not only the KIN number through which we'll be able to pull the data. There are multiple parameters. So we'll have PAN number, we'll have PAN number plus DOB, Aadhaar, voter ID, DL, and other things also, based on which we'll be able to pull all these things. That's how we solve the problem. So it's not only KIN number, there are other parameters also to pull the KIN details. There's one question from Raman Giridharan. What are the documents come under the re-KYC update of address? So the OBDs come into the picture, the actual OBDs which has been approved by the RBI for the re-KYC also. Let's take an example. It could be an Aadhaar, it could be DL, it could be voter ID, it could be passport. These are the major one which is used, but you'll also have for tier 5-6 cities, you have a Manrega, job cards, and all those things can be used for re-KYC. I'm taking one question from Piyush. We have a CKYC and CERSAI reporting separately for each CKYC. Just hold on. We have Piyush question. We have to do KYC CERSAI. No, I guess you're confusing between KRA and CKYC, because CERSAI is an institution. CKYC-R is a project which is within the organization. So CERSAI is the owner of CKYC-R. If you are reporting to, if you are in intermediaries or a broker, in that situation, you are reporting a data to KRA. Yes, that was an actual concern of SEBI regulated entities, which has been now solved. So as I was saying, let me reiterate that properly. So somewhere till August 24, anyone who's a broker, broker means any small broker also, be it Zerodha, Upstock, or anyone, or be it a small broker also. they need to report the customer which has been onboarded. Let's say if a small broker onboard 10 customer on a monthly basis, they need to report those cases to SARSAI, and they need to report the same cases to KRA also. Now we have 5 KRAs in India who operates under SEBI regulations. So for all these brokers, they need to do the dual reporting, one to KRS and the second one was to SARSAI. Now, September, when SEBI came up with a circular, now the broker should not report it to SARSAI. That activity will be done by the KRA. So they have eliminated that job. Now, broker will only report to the KRAs, the KRA format data. And KRA will do a due diligence and report the data, the final data to SARSAI. So that leg or dual reporting now has been removed from the ecosystem. How much it is an impact? We need to get into the real ground to understand that. If you are a broker asking this question, then you can now only do an KRA reporting. But CKYC and SARSAI both are same. CKYC RR, Central KYC, know your customer, record registry is the project name. SARSAI, which is a Central Enterprise for Reconstruction, something I can't recollect the full form of it. But that's how that's the organization, and that's how they are the project called CKYC. I'll take the last question. What is the meaning of TAT lapsed error? So TAT lapsed error is ultimately where 10 days TAT has been expired and you need to report those cases. Perfect. I'll move on to the how the deployments can be done, broad level. So now I'll talk broadly how this deployments can be done for any entity. So we have formed this overall architecture considering the largest of an entity and the smallest of the entity. If you are a small broker or a small NBFC having 50 crore ka annual or a monthly setup, or if you are the largest bank of India, or largest NBFC of India, or largest broker of India, anyone, this deployment is possible for everyone. Now, what we have done, that's the reason we have, these are the source system. Source systems is where it could be your LMS, it could be your LOS, it could be your core banking, it could be your CRM, it could be your DMS. We can establish connectivity with any one of them to pull the data, to pull the documents. It could be your data warehouse, it could be your data lake, it could be enterprise warehouse, anything. So our system is open and independent to integrate with any kind of a system where the data resides, which has a core and source data. As soon as it comes to us, the identification of new or existing customer, as I've said, we have an internal dedupe mechanism. Now it is on the data of a bank. If don't get confused over here, dedupe is done across the organization which is available with Protean. No. If bank A has tied up with me and they have one customer which has a dual reporting, so we'll identify and we'll do a dedupe only for that bank A, not for bank A, B, C, D. E bank will be done for all A, B, C, D ka bank. No. One bank, one dedupe with that customer database because it's completely cut out and independent from each and every bank. So if we deploy this solution, that is specifically for your institution and no one can see it, no one can use it. So it's your new customer, it's your existing customer. Then we have a Protean CKYC application. As you can see over here, the leg 7 and all these setup. This is our setup. And this is where we do all our validations. As soon as the data comes to me, I'll do all level of validations. There are huge workflow diagram which is available with me. Once we get into our next level of engagement, then we'll be able to show you. This is a very initial stage and that's how we should proceed. So once these validations are done, So as I was saying that internal duty validation, data is inserted. This was your system. This was in transit. I got the data. I'm processing the data. I'm making an maker checker using a class 2-3 certificate, and then I'm uploading, creating a zip file, automated zip file, and using an SFTP and sending it to CERSAI, CKYCR. And they process the data and they start with response 0. Response 0 is fundamentally they have received the file. Response 1 is where they say that there is a data in the file. Most of the time it happens when you zip the file, the data get distorted or data get corrupted. That's the reason there are different level of responses. So you have response 0, which fundamentally talks about कि CERSAI has received the data. CERSAI CKYCR has received the data. Response 1 means sorry, I'm so sorry. Response 0 means they have received the file. Response 1 means they have received the data. Periodic responses means they are processing the data and you'll receive the KIN number. For a time being, you'll get the reference key, a reference number, so that during the time you don't have a KIN number, and if there is some challenges, you'll have some reference number to pull the data from CERSAI and to understand what has happened to this particular record. So that's the overall construct based on which we'll be deploying the solution. We have an on-prem solution available. SaaS model is also available. On pricing mechanism, we have an OPEX and CAPEX, both model available in our model. That's it. That's it from my side. Now I'm open for questions if you guys have it, or if you want to discuss anything else. Let me take one by one questions. So I'm taking a question from Julekha. We are registered IA intermediary during customer onboarding. We fetch KYC from different KRAs. It is mandatory to fetch KRAs, KYC. However, how to use KIN in this case? Okay. So because I am sure, just beyond that question. So since Julekha, you are a regulated entity under SEBI. So SEBI has its own regulations. Any customer which you're onboarding, you need to do an KRA, but KRA has a very limited data. It doesn't have all kind of a data, but CERSAI has n number of data. If you want nominee details, date of birth, PO, corresponding address, photo, images, all things are available with CERSAI. How can you connect with that? How can you get the CERSAI data? We have an APIs for search and download and customer onboarding. We'll share that with you separately. So we have those API to pull the data. So I have a very long question from Supriya. Let me read that first. We are a non-deposit taking NBFC. We give loans, okay, collect them back certain period of time. But I read the account-based relationship in KYC does not mean it entire maintain the customer account. However, the bank maintain the deposit only. Okay, it's a very long question. I'll answer the first part of it. Until like how bank maintain account for deposit only and such entity has to report. No, that's not correct. So all the NBFCs who are deposit taking or non-deposit taking, because CERSAI full form Central Registry of Scrutinization of Asset and Reconstruction Securities Interest of India. That's the full form of the overall construct. And how they talk about it, it's not only the asset class. Asset, if I talk in terms of bank or in terms of entity, so for them, asset means loan and liability means your CASA, which is current and deposit accounts. So in that situation, you need to report all your cases, be it a lending or be it a non-lending. Now, one question, the part of your question, key account-based relationship. So account-based relationship, ultimately it means, as you have rightly mentioned, let me open that circular also. So in that situation, for lending, you have taken a customer has applied for a loan. A loan has been approved. It has been sanctioned, but it has not been disbursed. Until unless it is disbursed, till then the account-based relationship has not been started. There are n number of entities who have pre-approved offer for me, but I'm not taking that loan. Similarly, the sanction doesn't mean the loan has been disbursed. As soon as you disburse the date, let's take an example on day 1. Today is 19th of December. 1st of December, someone has applied for a loan. Let's say it was a home loan. 10th day May, it got approved by the underwriter. 15th day May, the sanction letter has come. But the disbursement has not been done till date, till 18th. So till 18th, the account-based relationship has not been started because it's only the sanction. Now, no disbursement has been done and the relationship has not been there. If a person don't take the loan only, how are you considering that as a account-based relationship? As soon as you disburse the account, that's where the relationship starts. And that's where you need to report those cases to CERSAI. I'll take the second part of your question. So we as the non-department. VPN collect. So, ma'am, in your what's her name? Supriya. So, Supriya, in your case, na, I guess you continue to report these cases to CERSAI. That's nowhere a problem. Atishay Jain. I'm taking a question from him. Is the data match for address an exact match or fuzzy match? It's a fuzzy match. It can't be. So there are a couple of things which is an exact match: your PIN code, your district, your state, and your sorry, PIN. I've already reported. So that's has to be an exact match. The rest all is fuzzy logic. In case of legal entity, again, Atishay Jain. In case of legal entity, the success rate is poor due to lack of sensitivity of incorporation date of sole props. Do we have a solution for that? Yes, we do have a solution for that. You can connect with us separately. For MSME onboarding or for sole props onboarding, we have a solution separately, which will help you to onboard it properly. Solution will depend because see, ultimately, if I have a correct data to onboard a customer, then the reporting becomes easy. Let's take an example. Someone, I guess, tier 3, 4 cities, someone has given an example. We were dealing with one of the, what we say that, SHG self-help group loan account was there, and we were integrating with them, and they said, "Ki, sir, we are operating in a cities where people do not have PAN card." So in that case, Form 16, you're taking the Form 60. So that's completely fine. We'll be able to process the databases on that also. So it's ultimately the number of data which you can take at the time of onboarding helps you to onboard a customer and report it properly. I'm taking a question from Mayank. How to creation and uploading of CKYC zip file and extract. Okay. So since we have automated this completely, it's system driven. You do not need to do anything. System will do everything. System will ensure the data is right. System will ensure the photos are right. System will ensure the mapping between the data and the photo and zipping it to a maximum size which CERSAI permits, which is 10 GB. So let's say if you have a 1 lakh record, and if it's of 20 GB data, so we'll create 3 files, 9 GB each, and then 2 GB other one. So that if in case of zipping, if there is any problem, that's the reason we ensure 9.5 maybe zip the file, and then we submit to CERSAI.
Rohan, one clarification.
Just a meaning of that. Okay. Yeah,
Rohan?
please.
Yeah. See, a week
This
before.
is Saurabh Shukla, sir.
Yeah, sorry. A week before, we received an email on API integration that, if it is not done, they'll be blocking the shared IPs, something like that. Can you explain what it exactly is? Because we are using web-based, so this is something, yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure what mail you have got. Since I don't have a visibility of it, I won't be able to, but I'm understanding the crux of it and giving a context. So any institution who's trying to pull the data from CERSAI, they first need to be registered with CERSAI. There's an FI code which is created by CERSAI for each regulated entities. Using that, because there's a billing link to that. The number of data which you pull, as I've said in the initial conversation of mine, it's less than the cost of doing an e-KYC, but it's there. Very minimal, but it's there. What happens ki all your FI, CERSAI generates or CERSAI CKYC generates an FI codes for every regulated entities. Once you onboard a particular customer, while reporting the data to CERSAI, you need to use that FI code. You need to update your details also so that they could understand who's reporting this data. CERSAI is also going to maintain which person has updated this data. So it shouldn't happen X person or X bank or X NBFC has reported the data, but it's not available with CERSAI who has reported this data. And it was a fraud customer. So they also maintain who has reported this data. So it is utmost important to register with CERSAI and create your FI codes, which is a financial institution code. What is the meaning of TAT lapsed error? TAT lapsed is the situation where you have missed the TAT of 10 days and you are failed to report that cases, and that's where it falls into. Chain is done. Kunal Mathur. Okay, I'm taking a question from Kunal Mathur. Is the proposed solution having any option to the help REs with probable match solution? Yes. Thank you for highlighting it. Yes, we do have that. So there is a complete setup which talks about if let me pull out that and show it to you. Just hold on for a second.
One more question.
So just one sec, let me complete this setup of probable match, and then hopefully I'll take your questions all. Hope my screen is visible now. Perfect.
Yeah.
So this is how we do a probable match of any case. So data from system, data from CERSAI. We match each and every field. We validate these things. And then how we have matched it and what's the matching parameter. So there are two options to give away. Just that question. So in both the situations, there are two ways. One, this is a manual thing where someone will go ahead and upload the data, and someone will say that it's not match or confirm match. Someone will click on this file because institution decided whether system should take a decision or I should take a decision. But we also have an AI enabled onto this. Over a period of time, if the success rate or the probable match of any case, probable match 1, 2, or 3 is matching with an actual record, more than 85% or more than 95%, system will take the decision and submit it to CERSAI. But it will happen over a period of time on your data, depending on your decision. If the threshold matches 90%, then go ahead and update it. If it is below 90%, then it should be vetted by someone maker or checker. That's how we can solve it. Sir, anyone from the audience has asked a question. Please feel
Good
free to
afternoon,
ask the
sir.
question. Yeah, please tell me.
Kunal this side.
Yeah,
Sir,
Kunal.
this percentage you just mentioned 85%. This is fixed or we can
No,
change
it's
this?
configurable. It's configurable. You have to define and you have to tell me ki what configuration do you want. If you say me ki make it 90, I'll make it 90. And if you say that ki DOB match karna hai, name match karna hai, and you have to match 5 parameters and the aggregate should be 90%, then only process it, we'll do that. If you say that ki 60% pe bhi iska kar dena hai, we'll do that. There's an individual match percentage and there's an overall percentage. Photo match, name match goes with a fuzzy logic, which is of 60% or 70%. It doesn't go beyond that. But if it is goes above that, well and good. If not, then we go basis on that. But the overall construct should be more than 90%. I'm taking a question from Varun. In account opening form, if new investors onboarded and already have KYC validated with KRA, in this case, any reporting? No, in this case, you just need to report it to KRA. As I've mentioned, all the intermediaries who are SEBI regulated entities should not report the data to CERSAI. They can only report the data to KRAs. Taking a question from Harun. To implement this, what should we do? Begin in a small cooperative bank in rural area. Steps to be taken, please. So to do this activity, our team can get in touch with you. We can deploy the solution. We'll understand how your existing database and what's your legacy data. So, okay, just to add one more thing, this solution doesn't only works on your existing data, it also works on your legacy data. When I say legacy data, it means if you have not reported any customer data in past 5 years, 10 years, or you have not reported anything till date, or you are a new NBFC but not reporting anything to CERSAI. In those situations, you can do the upload. Just one sec.
Saurav, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Aishwarya from ISAF Small Finance Bank.
Yeah, ma'am.
Sir, I just want to understand about the cost. And Protean is providing service for this PAN validation process. So is it like similar to that process you're doing this? Is any cost incurred for using this search option or download option?
Yes, ma'am. There is a minimal charge for APIs, which my team will let you know. We have noted that. Team will let you know on that.
Okay, and one more thing is you were mentioning about the API facility.
Yes.
So if our bank is having multiple onboarding channel for micro banking as well as retail customer, so for all these, if any, maybe 6 or 7 different types of onboarding channel or different application. So your API you will be giving, and our IT team can use this API in any number of onboarding channel, or is there any restrictions?
No, there's no restriction, ma'am. You can use any number of APIs. Since why I'm saying you can use in any onboarding, be it an insurance onboarding, because it's a finance ministry who has released these amendments in a PMLA. So everyone today or tomorrow, RBI has released a circular. SEBI, IRDI, PFRDA, they are yet to release a circular, but they will release eventually. And I am sure the IRDA as an institution has already, the big insurance companies are already using CKYC to onboard a customer. So you can use it for any purpose. Now it's official and it's there in the RBI circular also, specifically for the banks.
One more query. So you were mentioning about the search option, right? So if a customer is visiting our branch and she or he doesn't know that whether they have a CKYC number, and you were telling about the search option. So from our onboarding channel, we will the PAN number or Aadhaar number, when we search, it will go to. Is it like is that you are actually communicating here, so that when the customer is coming to branch for onboarding, we can search and we will get his CKYC number and we can use that for onboarding? Is that the actual communication in this call to make
Yes,
it a little more clear?
yes, that's the actual communication on the call. It's not only based on your Aadhaar number, because sometime not. Actually, Aadhaar number is masked in with CERSAI, because banks or all the institution who has reported, they update the masked Aadhaar number. But in case of PAN, mobile, and other OBDs, will be able to pull the data based on different parameters. It's not only mobile number or only PAN number or only voter ID. On different parameters, we pull the data. So primary is mobile because the success rates are very high. If it doesn't come at the backend only, we'll change the logic and we'll pull based on PAN and DOB. So PAN being a very accurate choice, we pull the data.
So parameters we can communicate to you.
Yeah, you
Or
can
is it like
communicate us that.
you will give us the parameters?
See, we have our own learnings, and we have understood that 90% of the cases gets clear from the PAN and DOB. Other remaining comes with voter ID, DL, passport, and mobile number. Second, the most important is the DL. If I say 90% goes based on PAN and DOB, second 5 to 6% goes based on the DL. The remaining comes with all your other OBDs and mobile number.
Okay. So one more doubt, can I ask?
Yeah, ma'am, please go ahead.
Yes. So when an existing customer who's having a CKYC number, when we search in your portal, we get the CKYC number. So is it like in a capsule form, we get it with the KYC documents which we can view, or we have to get documents from the customer? Is the soft
No.
copy of?
No, you
No.
can, okay. You can download. When I say you search it, so search me, you'll get yes, no, and can number. In case, sorry, you get yes, no. You have searched the data and you have got yes. While downloading, you get everything, your POI, POA, photo, and everything. That's where we are saying it's a seamless journey. You do not need to take the same data again from the customer, because it will, the purpose of a CERSAI or the KYC will defeat over here if you take again the same type of data with the customer, because all the data, all the files, all the images is available with CERSAI, and you'll get those data in the download response.
So for download response, we need to get the customer concurrence, right?
Yes. So one, it's not like your Aadhaar consent, it's a consent base. You need to take a consent, one consent from the customer ki I'm trying to pull your data, because CERSAI will also intimate it to the customer ki X bank has pulled the data from our database.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Saurav.
Thanks, ma'am. I'll take the question from Ramesh Kumar. We are using the physical DSC for uploading and authorizing. How do we automatically explain? Okay. So physical, maybe we can have a soft token also. We can take a soft token of class 3 certificate, and we can embed this into the reporting SFTP while building the or while configuring the SFTP, we can enable this. My tech team will get in touch with you to enable this, sir, if needed. Taking a question from Neeraj Kumar Pathak. Stockbrokers should use only KRA September instead of KYC. Yes, you can refer to the SEBI circular. Let me see if I have it. Just hold on for a second. I don't have it handy, but it's there in the system. I'll share that with you separately. I'll take a question from Divyanshu. After doing CKYC, status comes to CKYC checker. Who is the checker here? Status. Oh, no, hold on. After doing CKYC, status comes with CKYC. I didn't get your question. There's no checker at the CERSA end. I didn't get your question. Eventually, if you could come on the chat, come on over here and speak to me. I have got the circular. The date, circular date is 6th of June. Yes, and started. I'm posting that circular in the chat box so that people could take a reference. This is primarily for the SEBI regulated entities. Just one sec, let me stop. Yeah, I'm posting this, but meanwhile, I'll take the other question also. If a customer on board with a different POA with different bank, is that the customer have generated a different? No, earlier it was happening with CERSA, but now we are trying to eliminate that. It's not happening now. It's not happening now. So as you have seen this data, which I have just presented, the probable match scenario, that's which was happening earlier. Now it is not happening. It has been reduced now. We have Sridhar Murthy. How do you deal with customer having multiple CKYC number? So this is the challenge as on date. That's where the probable match scenario comes into the picture. So probable match is fundamentally that only key one customer is having multiple KIN numbers, and that's the reason we are receiving this. So this is still a challenge. We are yet to solve, but we are solving this at the CERSA level. As I've updated, and it's there in my deck as well. Key Protean as an entity has win the project from CERSA to build two things for CERSA. First is BUDS. BUDS is ultimately if any entity who's coming into the ecosystem or any NBFC who's doing a fake promises to the customer and giving taking the deposits. So there is something called BUDS, which is block unregulated deposit schemes. So it will help you to block the unregulated schemes on the deposit side. So that's the one project which we are doing directly with CERSA. We have won that project. We have also won a project from CERSA CKYC 2.0. When we have received this, this ultimately means we are cleaning up the data. We are cleaning up the data on multiple fronts for CERSA. So all these your probable match scenario, it will not come into the picture. It will also say that today, as I've mentioned in my discussion, the notification will come to the customer. Notification will come to the banks that this customer has updated the data with this X bank. That notification also will be a part of this CKYC 2.0. So there are a couple of, or there are very big changes which is coming in the ecosystem, which we are only aware along with CERSA. So tying up with Protean and taking the solution will keep you ahead, at least 10 steps ahead from others in terms of compliance, in terms of customer onboarding, in terms of regulation, and making the best of it. I'll take a question. I'll take a question from Aishwarya. By when are bank expected? When we have to implement the same date? Is there any advice pertaining to this issue? Okay. This KRA reporting is only for SEBI regulated entities. For RBI regulated entities, there was a circular in the month of November. I'll post into the chat. This is the RBI circular. I've put the screen, this chat of it, link of it, so you can download it. I am directly attaching the SEBI regulated entity, which says that KRA should not report. Raman Giridharan. Just to reiterate, fresh onboarding of customer that is 10 days, while any amendment. Yes, yes, the understanding is correct. It's Sibaraman. How can bulk modify address, mobile, email of the existing customer? Okay, in these cases, bulk upload, it will not happen in our system. It will ultimately happen in your system only. But you will update us what are the changes which has happened. And once it is there, then we can bulk upload the file using an CSV or Excel file that we have. Just post this into the group now. There are there. Any other questions? So I guess I'm done with all the chat question. I have given the RBI circular, the link for RBI circular. Rohan is attaching the SEBI circular, which says that the intermediaries should not report the data to SARSA. They can only report the data to KRAs. Someone has asked, I guess Anurag has asked, is there any expected timeline for CKYC 2.0 to go live? It's in a phase manner, sir. It's in a phase manner. I won't be able to commit any timelines because that's between we and CERSAI. CERSAI will release an official communication with regards to that. There's a question from Pintu Wag. Yes, sir. When CERSAI was very initially born somewhere in 2016 and the CKYCR was there, initially there was hiccups. That's where we have a one customer having multiple KYC number. But system has upgraded and we are cleaning up and we are upgrading it. 2016 में digital banking कहाँ पे था? The digital banking what was in 2016 and we are in 2024. There's a huge difference and there's a huge gap and there's a huge jump. The digital transformation or digital banking has taken into a shape. 2016, I used to do, there were people who was doing only physical banking. Then DBS Digibank came. Then we have Kotak and all digital bank accounts. So it has transformed the overall journey of a customer. So yes, initially it was there. Now there's no KIN number. Any customer who's getting onboarded today, they will not have a two KIN number. Initially it was there. Now it will not be there. Separately, we are working with CERSAI to clean this up in KYC 2.0. I guess separate डाल दिया था. So okay, so we are not able to put the SEBI regulated entities, but let me give you a snapshot of it. That will be better. So you could download from your side. Let's tell you physically. So I've given a screenshot of it. You can have a look and you can download that from SEBI website. So it's a circular of 6th June 24 and the impact date was September month. It should start from September. Any other questions anyone has? Thank you everyone. We are on time. We are at 20. We are just left with 5 minutes, 6 minutes. If anyone have any questions, we can quickly, or else we can wrap it up.
Sir, I have posted one question.
So there is a question from Sabiraman as there's a change in CKYC PIN master. We could see most of the streets not available in the master. As I've said, sir, Sri Sibaram, what we have done is we have done the reconciliation at our end. There has been a master upgrade by CERSAI. We are in discussion with them, taking it separately, but internally what we have done for a time being is what we have reconciled between the India Post pin codes and these pin codes. And we have upgraded, or we have arrived onto a common solution. Okay, this is what needs to be a change. Once you integrate with us, we'll let you know how these changes can be implemented. Taking a question from microfinance. We are upload the document in web portal only. It's not compulsory. No, it's not compulsory to use APIs. If you have very limited volume on a daily basis, if you have 1 or 2, you can do that. You can very well do that, but only the challenge would be eyeballing, or if your volume zooms up, then it will be a challenge for you, because manual entry or single data entry doesn't sustain for a longer time. I'm taking a question from Mahima. If we want to modify the existing CKYC, can we do right now? If we upload the data, it's not updated. Ma'am, ideally you should be able to update it. Else there could be a KIN number problem. Unlikely, as a couple of people have asked you how there could be a multiple KIN number for a particular customer. That's the reason either your customer is in the probable mass scenario. If you're trying to upgrade a data, let's take an example over here. If I have onboarded by X bank using my PAN and Aadhaar, and I'm going to Y bank and I'm giving my DL or voter ID, then my DL or voter ID should be updated to CERSAI by the other bank. But if you're seeing the same data, if my PAN was incorrectly mentioned and I have been onboarded, so you will not be able to correct it, because it now will start coming into a probable mass scenario. The same customer, the same name has a different PAN. So it's an overall time which needs to be cleaned up at the CERSAI end. That can't be changed at your level.
Saurabh, I have one question, Saurabh.
Yes.
When we update the onboard fresh customer, it is for a POA, it is accepting deemed OVD also, like utility bill also. The option is there in the CKYC. However, when we try to amend the address, because after some years, the customer is giving some due proof, that is having only OVD. But there sometimes customer comes with a rental agreement. This is the place where I am staying. I am not changed by KYC. Aadhaar I am not changed it. It's still the old address, but I have the rental agreement at present. So that all. So we reject actually, but because the option is not there in our system portal. Any
so
specific
in that
reason?
situation, you can have a min KYC account, no? In that situation, you can have a min KYC if the rent agreement is there. There are banks who open the account, but the right practice is you can have a min KYC and a high risk, tag it to a high risk or a medium risk, so that you could continue to do a KYC on every year or 2-year basis. That's how bank tackle these cases.
What is the word actually? You said mid.
Sorry.
Mid KYC. What was the word? What you said? Mid KYC.
As min KYC, limited KYC account.
Achha,
Perfect. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you being patient, showing your patience and listening to me. I hope it is knowledgeable for both of us. And we look forward to engage with you separately and start the conversation, start the integrations with you, and get the things compliant. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Saurabh.
So thank you everyone for joining our today's masterclass. We will be coming back with more such for all our products. soon, and we will be reaching out to you today and tomorrow to follow up on any questions if you have for Saurabh after this masterclass, and we will get them answered as soon as we can. Thank you everyone for joining.